Louisa County schools reopen tomorrow, even as some families are still without power. At one point, last week's winter storm left 97% of the county in the dark. And right now, a week later, more than 1,000 homes are still unable to turn the lights on. Many of you have reached out to us expressing frustration with how the crisis is being handled. Riley Wyatt joins us tonight after getting some answers from Rappahannock Electric. So, Riley, what can you tell us tonight?
Well, Makia, Rappahannock Electric CEO tells me that everyone's power should be restored by midweek, but concerns still linger about what might happen if snow hits this area yet again. I asked about major takeaways moving forward to prevent another frustrating situation like this happening again.
REC CEO John Hua says their team is already learning from this historic storm.
We know the days and the hours and the nights, particularly in these cold temperatures, are growing long and difficult.
For customers in rural areas covered by REC, this storm broke records. Worse for the power grid than Hurricane Isabel.
In that event, we had about 75,000 accounts off and about 300 broke poles. In this event, we're above 98,000 member owners and consumers that were without power. We've already identified over 600 or right at 600 broke poles. That number is climbing.
I asked Hua what could be done differently next time and if these long outages could have been prevented.
From every event, we have a post-action review and lessons learned, and we'll be going through that and learning what is it that we can do regionally and ourselves to make sure that we're best positioned for the future.
One possible solution, taking power lines underground to avoid the destruction from trees.
We operate a lot of infrastructure. Much of it is overhead. There's always the conversation about undergrounding. There are trade-offs between cost and other aspects of overhead versus underground. But we're focused on the optimal design for the grid.
REC says it is investing in the grid more than ever before, going from $70 million on its capital improvement budget to $110 million in back-to-back years. Now up to $14 million also going towards vegetation management, not including storm clearing.
We're hopeful that lawmakers at the state and federal level will work to push more dollars into and available to harden the grid and make improvements.
If you are in Louisa County gearing up to head back to school tomorrow, LCPS says class is not mandatory if you are still without power. So your child will not be penalized if they cannot return to school just yet. Live and on your side in Louisa County, Riley Wyatt, NBC 12 News.
When the